Yeah, we are live. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, ladies. Good evening, Nigeria. Good evening, people all over the world. Yes, the Desirable Voices is here again. Yeah, this is the first we are doing this year. Yes, and it has not been easy. I was actually looking for the right person to bring on the show, and God willing, we have the best here today to give us how to be perfect, how to use structures, how to make her life easy as a woman. What passion cannot do, it goes beyond passion. She's going to be telling us so many things about systems, about structure. So we'll be learning so many things today. I hope you have your jotter ready. I hope you're ready for what we have. So if you don't know why we are here, or maybe you're just seeing this show,
This is the Desirable Voices. Yes, it's a platform where women come together to discuss things that are relating to us, things that matter most to us. Yes, things that women are going through, how we can get better, how we can come together to make life so easy for ourselves. Yes, there is nothing that is going on in this world that somebody has not experienced before. Yes, we share our experiences, our stories, telling somebody that yes, it has happened to somebody before. If I can go through this process, if I can pass through this, you can also do it. So today I have with me Mrs. Nneka Akwitti here with me. She's going to be teaching us a lot of things. Before I go into that, how I want to talk about how I met her on LinkedIn. Yes, her surname actually drew me to her. I think I've worked with a man called Mr. Akwitti in Lagos, in the school in Lagos. I don't know how if you guys are related. I think he works with Miva. He worked with Miva University now in Abuja. Yeah. So that was the name that I was like, oh, is this person Mr. Akwitti's wife? Are they related? I have to click on that on your profile to check. Then I saw woman-led organization, something like that. I was like, wow, I think this is the person I've been looking for. I need to talk to this person. I need to go into a DM, and I'm happy I did. And you actually said yes. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for joining us today. This is a great opportunity. I know that we're going to learn a lot from it today. So let me quickly introduce our guest for today. Her name is Mrs. Nneka Akwitti. She's an operations strategist who is passionate about helping women-led organizations move from founder dependency to sustainable structured operation. Through her engine room operation framework, she works with NGO leaders and impact-driven founders to design a clear system, decision structures, and operational workflow that reduce bottlenecks and strengthen execution. Our work focus on building the internal clarity that allow leaders to scale impact without being buried in administration. She believes sustainable impact requires a strong operation. She has built a career in administration for 20 years plus and has now ventured into freelancing. 20 years plus, ma. That's a long year. 20 years minus my age. I want to believe where was I 30 years ago? You've actually done great, and it's a great privilege to have you here today because I know that we're not just going to take home something. If you work for 20 years, you've grown, you've seen the up, the down, the rise, the fall. You've gone through all the experiences whatsoever, and you're here to tell us that yes, it's possible we can do it. So if you're just joining us again, this is the Desirable Voices. we are going to learn a lot today. Today, we're going to be talking about beyond passion. Why structure and system? Why does it matter for women who want to grow? So, Ms. Akwitti, you're welcome, ma.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. So, without wasting our time, ma, when I sent this topic to you, what was the first thing that came to your mind?
Okay, so I'm like, it's timely. You understand? Initially, I was first of all curious as to what attracted you, but you just told us the story behind all of that. But the topic is timely, So I'm like, okay, we can do this. I mean, if you can get women in the room and share from this kind of experience, it will help most of us. So I just felt you just chose the topic at the right time. So my question was like, we're doing this, so let's do it.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma. It's good to have you. It's good. So, my first question to you is, what first exposed you to the need for structures and systems in your work for women, and why women?
Okay, let me correct an impression. For most of the years, I've been in the corporate space. Okay, so and for those number of years, I've worked mainly with men, with the male bosses. Okay, but one constant thing is that most of the lapses we had or the gaps we had then was because we didn't have structure. We knew what to do, we knew how to do it, but there was no uniformity, there was no consistency. People come on board, they come with their own ideologies, their own experiences, but you can't carry something from somewhere else and want to plug it into in another place. You understand? So
Yes.
um, for me, I've seen a lot when it comes to male-led organizations, and I just felt, no, women need this more. They need more of this support, because men have it differently when it comes to the business world. But women, I mean, we need more support, whether we want to admit it or not. Okay, so I
Yes.
feel okay, that was why the choice of women. And now, what will make you notice the gap? Women, we don't mind starting small. Okay,
Yes.
but as you start small, your business begins to scale, whether it goes organically or systematically. You need to start thinking of purpose. Before, maybe you could take order for like 5 people, and next thing your order has risen to like 20, 50. If you don't
Mm.
have structure in place, you can't meet up with those orders and all of that. So look at Yaba Sarah. She runs a food business. She first started by cooking in a small kitchen. Next thing, she's getting more customers, more patronage. Ima Sarah used to cook with one pot, before now has 5 pots. Those 5 pots represent your systems. Okay,
Yeah.
so your order is increasing, but you don't have structure to back those orders. Before you could take order, okay, you take it on a piece of paper here, you take another paper here. Before long, you can't maintain that kind of structure. So women at some point, as your business begin to scale, even you begin to see the gaps yourself because
Mhm.
you're not more meeting up with time. Maybe you're not meeting up with orders, we have wrong orders, because we've had cases of people ordering something and getting something different. There must have been
Yeah.
a gap somewhere for that to happen. So you don't need anything big. You yourself begin to notice that you can't meet up like this. The way you used to take your orders before, you can't maintain that. You don't have a structure. So you need to have a structure that reminds you rather, because everything comes from your head, remember. But now you have it properly documented. So whether you're not there, even your staff should know what to do at every point in time. So there's no crack. So like back to your question, how do you know? Your processes begin to reveal itself to you. You begin
Mm.
to notice that either you're losing some orders, you're not documenting some things rightly, you can't track your expenses, you can't meet up with delivery, with demand, your packaging, there's error. So many things begins to send an alarm to you that you need to have systems in place. And so systems are just a simple way you document your step-by-step actions. Those things you do repeatedly. Every day you receive order. Is it on WhatsApp? Is it from IG? Is it Facebook? How do you document them? After you receive an order, what do you do next? step by step, all those things that you do, you need to have them clearly spelled out. It's no more running from your head. People are not depending on you,
Mm.
to be told what to do. So with time, your business even begins to send an alarm that something needs to be done. So that should be
Yeah.
your
Yes. Thank you, ma.
welcome.
I think that's actually true. It gets to a point where you cannot even handle everything all by yourself.
Sure.
You cannot handle it all by yourself. You need more people. You need more hands. You need more structure. You need to put so many. The more your business expands, the more structure you need to build.
Yes.
So it's not going to be when you're doing. I'm self-employed. I'm doing it alone. You're just taking 5 orders. What you're doing when you take 5 orders from people, or when your business is still small, it's only you. You're just there posting online. Then you have a client up to, let's say, 100. That means you're growing. You need to keep things in check.
But
If
the,
you're saying,
but the truth is that even that posting every day online, there should be a system around it. How do you get your post ideas? You understand? Do you schedule them? How do you get your hook? There's even a system around your posting. Now,
yeah,
you said something that where we get it wrong. Yes, you may need more hands, but even if you get more hands, I don't have a system. It doesn't solve your problem because they're
mm,
depending on you for every step by step, day to day. So they are dragging you here. This person needs your attention. This person wants to know what to do. So sometimes the solution, which is where people run to, is not getting more hands. You still need
mm,
to have a system set up. So when you get in those hands, you train them through those documented processes, not the
mm,
other way around.
other
So
way
that's
around.
get it wrong, yes.
All right, ma. So, as you're talking about that, I just thought of something. As a teacher, I've worked in a school in Lagos. There's structure in place. Everything, there is hierarchy, there is the organogram is there. We follow due process. Everything is working. Then I met myself in another place in Abuja. I moved to Abuja. Then I worked in another place. Everything is still working fine. The structure is there. Then I I worked in another place entirely. Then I'm feeling like, how are you guys existing? Like everything is wrong. I feel like everything is wrong. From my first day, I just feel like everything is wrong.
Okay. What did
But
you observe?
yes, what I observe is there is no system. Everybody just behave as if I'm just here to work. No system. The management is messed up.
Wow.
Everything is actually messed up. It's obvious. If there is system in place, there are some behaviors that teachers will not exhibit.
Sure.
Yes. You can just see teachers move out of the environment. Nobody notices they are out of the system. You understand that kind of thing? There is no structure. And structure, some people believe that structure is just the management, even the security guard. There should be something in place for everybody to follow. So there are some organizations that, I don't know, there are some words I'm trying not to use here. So we're going to move forward. I'm trying to watch my words because most schools in Abuja, let me just say maybe 15, let me say most schools in Abuja, maybe school owners are just there to make money.
Sure.
Any other thing that's going on is none of their business. If it's not money making, until something is affected, that's when they remember that, oh, we're supposed to put this in place. We didn't do this, we didn't do that, and it's still not going to be done properly. So we're going to move forward to the next question.
Okay.
So why before you get to where you are right now, you must have stumbled on mistakes in the past. You must have, like I said the other time, for 20 years, you have risen, you fall, you rise again. You've gone through so many things. So what were some mistakes you made that forced you to become more structured?
Okay, remember, like I said, most of those years have been in the corporate space. So it's not just about me now, but I can connect it to that later on. For where I've worked mainly with the executives. Okay, so I have
Mm.
first-hand experience of what it's like to to manage from the top. Okay,
Okay.
so and one major mistake, like you said, rightly said, you start your business is growing. Your first line of thought is more hands. So you bring in more hands. Like I've been to the places I've worked where all I was given was my job description. Okay, that's all they give you. At some of them, I didn't even have onboarding done, but I
Mm.
resumed working. So you can imagine already I started making mistakes from day one because I didn't have something to guide me or at least put me in the right track. Now
Mm.
they depend on people to put you through. Some of them are sharing things from how they do things, not necessarily the right way to do those things. And there could be
Yeah.
better way of also doing those same things. So you can imagine most mistakes I've observed is that people think as far as you have people now, this person will tell the next person what to do. And I'm not talking about way back years, even some recent projects. I've had people just tell you, this is how we do it here. You move this file here, you do this, you do this. That is a systemless organization. So that's where most
Mm.
mistakes have been. Yeah. Now coming to me going to freelancing, most people think freelancing is that you just have a laptop, you go online, you advertise that you can do this, you can do that. You
Mm.
understand? And then you don't have any structure. When others begin to come in and they say, send your proposal, some of us don't even know what that is. How do
Mm.
you onboard your clients? So most mistakes are made. Okay, rather, let me put it this way. I was able to correct those mistakes ahead of time because I was willing to learn. I knew that
Oh.
freelancing was one space that I don't have experience in. Imagine a 9 to 5 background based lady for how many years venturing into freelancing. So I have to take a course on that. So I learned that even as a freelancer, you need systems. You need to know how to
Yeah.
onboard your clients. How, the next step after you onboard them, how do you source for your information? How do you process their request? How do you communicate with them? All those things are the systems that we need. So most of the mistakes are that we're not thinking systems from beginning. We think
Mm.
systems are something that will ahead. People have lost gigs and opportunities because they didn't have anything structured. There's
Yeah.
a client, a female I reached out to help me with something, and I asked for information. The lady would just drop 1 or 2 messages for me on WhatsApp, and she leaves.
Mm.
Now, I didn't even know what to do with the information. I didn't even know where to start, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know if this is how you run your business, but if a client makes an inquiry, you should have a particular pattern on how you provide such information. You understand? Because it's a
Yeah.
service I want from you. So if you're not giving me information, I don't think I would trust you enough to deliver. So most
Mm.
mistakes we make is that most people are thinking of structures as a futuristic requirement.
Mm.
But sorry, structure should be a noun. It's something you build. Okay, so I'm also I founded a new company. I'm already building my structure because as people come on board, they need to know what to do. I'm
Yes.
not going to rely on what experience they're coming in with. So most mistakes generally for myself and most people I've observed is that they don't think of those structures. Is maybe when others or requests begins to come in, they begin to see, oh, I need to have this in place. I need to have this place. So you're being reactive. You're not
Mm.
proactively thinking of your business. So if you want to start something, apart from that, oh, you can do this. You get a laptop, you go online, you advertise it. When those
Mm.
requests begin to come, how do you handle them
How
without
do
a
you
structure?
handle it? How do you
How do you
handle it?
I may
Yes.
treat Omo this today, and when Nkechi comes, I'm a bit lost at a loss at how to treat
Mm.
Nkechi's because
Mm.
I don't have a place. So if I treat Omowunmi this way, even as a first-time client, I should document those processes I followed so that when I'm dealing with Nkechi tomorrow, I can follow that same pattern. I'm not going to waste time thinking or trying to remember what, at least you can customize something that is already there, unlike
Yes.
something that existence before. So Those are most mistakes we make. We think we can just start a business, and I've seen it. I've met with many young ladies. They have business ideas already on IG, but they don't have any structure. They don't have anything. They just think, just call me that you need something and deliver to you. That's all. Even your processes of delivery, how do you do it?
Hmm.
So those are the mistakes. And your job description is not your system. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
So
Thank
this
you.
your laugh. I'm wondering.
Yes, because I'm thinking. You say your job description is not your system,
It's not.
but when you enter an organization, if there is a system, I think the first thing to do is give the person a letter, right? That you've been employed,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm correct, and give them the description, what is expected of them to do. So
Yes.
I want to chip in something. Some years ago, maybe like 3 years ago, something happened in my former place of work. This we were promoted. We were like four. We were promoted verbally, verbally. Then one of us said, "You can't promote me verbally. You need to write a letter. You need to put it into writing. You need to give me the letter that I've been promoted, stating clearly my duties, what is
Mm-hmm.
expected of me." That's how it is done. But guess what? She was sacked.
Whoa.
And the head of school said that is insubordination. You first of all do what is you are asked to do, not go against the rule. She was it was a painful exit. It was painful because I felt it in my bone. You know, when you have people that are capable and they know the right thing, then they find themselves in an environment that the right thing is an abomination. So you feel, I think leaders get to feel threatened by that person. I think the head of school then was threatened by her,
Okay.
and whatever was cooked up to the owner of the school, and she was sacked without any explanation, without even hearing why did you not do that. That person in that kind of situation, what would you have advised the lady? She should have accepted it and complain later.
No, you can't accept something that you don't have. I mean, and that brings us to the issue of the system. So, how do they promote people in that kind of school? If there was a system, you should know that for you to promote somebody, you don't even tell me verbally, you give me a letter that says I've been moved from point A to point B, and
That's
at
true.
point B, this is what I'm required to do. This is your benefit. This is your entitlement. These are your deliverables. Now, you didn't tell me all of that. You told me all of that verbally. So, at which point or on what basis will you hold me accountable for when things go wrong? Tomorrow, you can even deny that I never promoted you. So, how would they pay
Yes.
me? Would they pay me verbally? Because I don't have proof. So I'm waiting at the end of the month and I don't say anything. I say accounts, but they promoted me. An account to say from what at least each level has payment category.
Yes.
So I mean,
Structure.
so even for me, I'm sorry, I would even I would not mind leaving because it tells me that I don't have a future there.
Hmm.
Because tomorrow, and how did they sack her? They also sacked her verbally, I guess.
No, they give her a letter.
Okay, so
They
so you
give her
could
a
give
letter.
so you could give me a letter when you were sacking me. But when you
What
were
kind
promoting me, you couldn't give me a letter. I rest my case on that one.
Why can't they type this? See, you see, there's so many. In fact, I've worked in schools here in this city. There's something that is abnormal, but the system has made it to be normal. I don't
Because
want to make it about schools.
the people accepted it, and that's why it
Ye-
became normal.
Yes, but when the person that feel like this is abnormal comes in, and that person becomes the black sheep of that organization, you're not fit. So let's move forward, Ma. Let's move forward. Because this structure of a team is actually a big thing. Is a big thing. I've seen so many CEOs on social media now. So many CEOs, self-employed, I'm the CEO of this, and everybody is creating business. All thanks to AI, we all have business ideas. We all have non-registered business ideas everywhere.
Mm.
You see people say, this is what I do, this is what I do. Then somebody is asking you for maybe, let's say, large orders or this, and you say, I'll get back to you, and nobody is getting back to you until you keep saying, I've not had anything. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the price list, I'm trying to get information about this. Everybody is just doing things on their own.
True.
So it's part of what is going on in our environment. So many businesses are there, like you said earlier. On Instagram, so many businesses are there, no structure. All they think about, some are even doing drop shipping. I'll get it from this person. Everything about the business is how I can make more money, not how the business will grow long.
Exactly.
Not
Or how I
how,
can sustain it.
yes, not a long term goal, just
Yes.
something for now. And when we are talking about structure, structure is not just something for now, it's something that's going to last even when you're not there.
True.
When you're not in your business. Let me give you an example of Vicky James now. She's out of the country, I think, to give birth. And she said there are so many weddings that have been going on that she did outfit for them. And she said, my staff did it. She's not around. Her staffs have been the one doing it. They have been the one around. Just imagine there is no structure in place. If
She
you
would
didn't
have given
put,
birth in her office now because she can't go anywhere.
she can't go anywhere. There are so many bosses that can't go anywhere today because they know if they close one eye like this, everything
Everything.
is going to fall apart. Everything they've built for years will fall apart. So that is
True.
the person does have no structure in place. And I've seen places where one person is the store manager, and that person is the accountant, and that person is in charge of so many things. Then you're saying, oh, we need this. Is this man that is delaying or how is the man delaying you? There is no structure. How will one person be omnipotent and omnipresent of a place of work?
But beyond the delay, what if the person is not at work? What if
Another
something
another
happens to
another
the
angle.
person? That means that
Mm,
business is in
everything.
trouble for a while. Now, that's
Mm,
because you built your business based on a key dependent. It works for you, it's convenient, maybe it's even cheaper because one person doing the role of five people, in your
mm,
mind, you are saving costs. We're
yes.
not looking at the implication over time. Now, that one person doing the job description of five people, what about the mental burnout, the physical burnout? And then one day the person calls you and says, I can't come to work. Your business stalls. I
Everything
mean,
is, yes.
now if you have your systems or your processes documented, you can even use it and let somebody else follow that same step-by-step
Partner.
process that you
Mm,
have captured and still carry out that function. So your business does not suffer. No, just look at the issues of handovers. I've been in places where staff can come to work today, tomorrow tell you they have resigned. No handover note, no resignation letter, nothing. Now that particular position is in trouble. Nobody knows
mm,
what the person has been doing. There's no system. There's a private firm I worked for that we just had to start this business. It has been in existence for years. There was no structure, no system, but every day it became glaring that something needs to be done. And that was
mm,
where my work started. So you can imagine a subsidiary that, I mean, a company that has so many subsidiaries, so many branches, different locations. We had to start standardizing and creating a uniform system. It was a lot of work. Why?
mm.
Because somebody didn't think long term. Like you
Long
said, they're
term.
thinking of how they will make the money now. So if you're setting a business, like you said, so many people, thanks to AI, are founders of many things. Now, thinking long term or short term. If you're thinking long term, you're thinking of systems and structures. If you're thinking short term, you're thinking of let me just do this job now, let me just be getting this money. You can't survive like that. Now, some start like that, yes. But as the cracks begin to, to expand and all of that, they begin to see the need for those structures. But a wise
Mm,
person will start now to create, as you build, you create your structures. So that when people come in, you have something or a foundation they can stand on to support you better. Without that, you're just going round around the circle. And then maybe the day I will complain to you, you will tell me, if you're not ready to work, you can go. There are many people out there looking for work. That's what we hear. So they tell the many
um,
people out there looking for work. And then so we just take people for, see, it happens everywhere. We take people
everywhere.
because people are desperate to have a job. Now, how can I tell you something that you're not doing right and you're not open-minded enough as a founder to listen to me?
Mm-hmm.
And you look at me as a threat? I mean, something is obviously wrong. Something is
Yes,
obviously
you hear so many founders or owners of organizations saying there are so many people that need the job. If you go today, another person will come in.
wrong.
Yes,
And high staff turnover. I've been there, seriously. I've worked in a place in a month. You can have like ratio of like, I mean, people come and go. There's no standard because okay, that person that has gone within the first 3 months, you bring another person in. You need to train. Understand? You need
that's
to.
it.
I mean, that
That's
person needs
it.
to adjust. And then before you know, when the person looks and say, "Oh boy, this one is too much for me," the person too will leave. Another
That's it.
person comes in. I mean, how do you tell me? How do you run businesses like that, please?
That's
I
it.
am yet to understand that.
That's it. I've met myself in a place where I got employed. I wasn't given I wasn't given employment letter. It was a recommendation. I wasn't given an employment
Are you
letter. I
serious?
got.
You are going to work.
I've been going. In fact, I collected salary. I wasn't given an employment letter. Then I now said to myself that what's going on? Let me watch. Let me watch and see what will happen. Then I asked the people there, please, I need help. Can you help me with this? Nobody just left me. No, if you're new in a place, there's supposed to be orientation. This is how it is being done. This is what you're supposed to do. This is the
Those are
next
your
step.
those are your systems of what you do
Yes,
when you get a new recruit. Yes.
this is that. Nobody said anything. I was giving a class in a school. I was giving a class. With thank God my experience, I know what to do in a school system. Okay, this is what we do. Can I have the plan? Can I have how do you guys structure yours? Just answer to my question. Then I was a bit frustrated
Mm.
because there is no answer. Just and I've taught a class for like 4 good years. I've taught a class for 4 good years. Then I moved to this new place. I'm to teach another class entirely. I'm to teach another class entirely. And this one is lower class that I've not taught before. When you've not been in there, you won't actually know. It might be in the system, but not
Yes.
actually know what to do for that particular place at that time if you don't have any guidance. So I was asking questions. I need help. I need somebody to put me through. Nobody.
Mm.
It got to a point I felt like I was doing. They call it oversabi. This one is doing oversabi. Oh. And before they said, no, that one you're asking for is not it's none of your business. Somebody else will handle it. Ah, I kid you not. For months, I was down emotionally. Then you just see the boss coming. You're not doing this. Is not what I expect you to do. Did you tell me what you're expecting me to do? I didn't get it. Before I could balance, then something happened. I have to talk to the boss. that there is structure, this is how it's been done, this is how this. Then the idea that I brought was put in place. The idea that I brought was put in place. So, and that become the edge for my department. Because my department was going smoothly because there is structure where this is what we have to do. This is what if somebody is coming new, I'm briefing you, this is what. But the school, the system is not functioning well.
Mm.
And if you're going to say, I know this, I know what we can do, this is what they've tried in other places that have worked, this, do you know what they're going to say? Do you want to take my job or you want to be
Mm.
the head? So you're trying to say, I don't know what I'm doing. I've been there. I've received messages of insult. What do you mean? Well, well, don't be angry. Oh. You know, I was talking with my friend today. I said, when you get to a place and everything feel absorbed, like this is wrong. It gets to a point where you just blend into the system.
Mm.
Is either you do the right thing, you continue doing the right thing till you leave that place because you're going to get another place where the what they are doing in that place is not. You already know it's not the norm.
Yeah.
But as far as you are in that place, if you cannot change it and you cannot get there at that moment, just behave like you are normal. Or when you move yourself out of there, go back to factory reset button and reset yourself that the abnormality that happened there is not normal. It cannot work. So let me move forward. There are so many stories to all these schools, all these organizations without structures, apart from schools. So I use schools mostly because I'm a teacher. So I also have to, as a woman now, as a woman, we have our career, we have our personal life, we have family life. How do we? How are what are the basic systems women need to put in place, whether in career, their personal life, or their business, so that they can have something for a long term, something that they can build, they can grow beyond just being I'm a mother.
Okay, Omowunmi, let's start from the personal life. The truth is that every woman already has a system informally. The way we do things, at the home front, like some people, they prep meals ahead of time, maybe to be
Mm,
able to accommodate their time. I'm a mother of three. I didn't raise them with help. So what helped me was the planning, the systems I already had in place. Okay, so as a mother, first of all, we already have systems informally. We just know what to do, those things that we normally do, how we do them. Sometimes we even pass it on to our children, not without any documents. It's just that you train them. So there
yeah.
must be a passing on, okay, of those things that you yourself do, and before long you see your children doing them. So for you to be able to manage your home front effectively, you should have a system that runs for you. I remember I said for you because what works for Mrs. A might not work for Mrs. B. So you need to
Yeah.
understand your own situation and plan your systems around them. Now, as a career woman, now before we go to the business, as a career person, for me, one mistake I made was I didn't know so much about systems then. I was just going on, I get to this establishment, I get promoted, you just move on, I just move in, no documentation, no nothing. You
Mm,
understand? Because we were focused on the job itself, doing the work. But now we have our young career professionals now. They're documenting what they do.
yes.
They're capturing proof because in the social space, everybody wants to see credibility, they want to see proof.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're working, how you do what you do, capture them. You're creating your own systems. Like you
Mm,
said, it's because of the experiences you had working in other schools that had structures that you could come in and replicate, even when you met a madhouse. Okay, so that means you carried a system with you informally. They were in your head. But now we
mm,
have professionals now that are consciously capturing their systems.
mm,
So when they are applying for a higher role, they can boldly defend and show their value because they already have systems that captured how and how they what they did to get to where they are.
Mm.
Okay, so professionally also you can build your systems. I have systems I've carried from places. They are my own intellectual property. I've even
Mm.
have to, you know, will I say sell one of them because the structures I built, they came with me.
Mm.
Yes, when you're working in a corporate place, they tell you non-disclosure, yes, all of that. But I built them. It went with me. I've made some money out of them. So yes, you can build systems as a career woman. It's just you capturing. Are you an executive assistant? Are you an admin? Are you a teacher? What are the systems you follow when you're trying to, you know, plan for a particular, understand, course or
Yes.
student, as an online teacher? What are the processes you follow? You can build them. You need them. Whether you work for yourself as a sole owner of something, you need your systems. Now come to the business. Like we've been discussing, I don't know how you can run a business effectively without systems and structures in place. It's almost impossible. So even as
Mm-hmm.
you're starting now at that small scale, capture your processes. How do you handle client onboarding? Capture your processes. When people make requests, how do you attend to them? Capture those processes. Oh, you also do delivery. How do you step by step, you get the address, you have a dispatch company or somebody that you work with or dispatches your order, you have clear address documentation, you capture the addresses, you capture phone number, you capture names. All those things are your processes. Those at the end of the day form the systems you have in place. So whether you're a
Mm.
career woman for your home front, personal life, you also have your systems, but they're
Mm.
informal. Okay, we know how some of us women are. We want to dress to go out. We have our processes or our systems. You take
Mhm.
make makeup. You understand before
Yes.
you wear your dress before you apply your makeup. Sis, that's your systems. They are
Mm.
informal. Oh, how do you cook? Some of us we prep everything we need before we end up doing the cooking. Some of us we just bring all the ingredients, wash, put in the pot. That's your own system. It works for you.
Mm.
Okay. How do you raise your children? All those things, you already have systems, but they're informal. Now just transpose them into a corporate setting, but now you need to have them structured. You have to have them documented because at the end of the day, those are your values.
Mm.
So you can build even if you work for somebody, you can build your systems.
Mm.
Those things that you do, build your system. At the end of the day, either it helps you when you're building your own business, or it helps you when you move on to another establishment. You're coming with value. You're not starting from the scratch. So even when they don't give you employment letter, even when they don't give you job description, you already know what to do because
What
you are
to
your
do?
system at that point in time. You understand?
Mm.
Sometimes you even can refer to some documentations you have done where you're coming from. If you didn't have them in place, you wouldn't have been able to use them. So that is your
Mm.
system. Just that when we hear system and structures, we begin to think of big
That was a big
infrastructure.
word.
Yes.
Yes.
So, but see, everyday life, we all have systems.
Systems.
But it becomes more necessary for your business because of continuity,
Mm.
because of uniformity. It becomes more necessary. So that is where we always talk about documenting them, build your SOPs, have your processes outlined clearly, mapped out, your workflows. All those things become necessary because you're not running the business for yourself alone.
Mm.
You're running it for others because all those families that are dependent on that business, you need to consider them as well. So let's not waste time, money, resources to say we are starting a business and we have no structures in place. After a while, have you not seen that most women, after a while, they close shop?
Yes.
Beyond capital issues, beyond all those financial issues, possibly they didn't have a structure that could help
Mm.
them stand strong on that business. And that's
Mm.
where I have passion for women. We women are hardworking. We're willing to do the work.
Yes.
We may not have the capital, may not have the investments, cloud like the men do. Okay, but maybe with some support, some of our businesses can run longer
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing over time. And the world is fast paced now. So if you're not moving and meeting up, oh boy, they have left you. And later
Let's
you see people from your village, they are after you. You
Thank you so much, Ma. So
understand?
if you're
So
just joining us, this is Desirable Voices. If you are here to click on that subscribe button, please do it now. Do it now so that you can get more info and watch more series on our topic. So, ma, while you were talking, you were saying if you are not careful, they will have left you and you just be there. I had an experience some times ago. I want you to think, just tell me what do you think went wrong at a point with this kind of people that I want to describe. So I met some people in an organization and they've been there for let's say 14 years. Yes. Then one day I just said 14 years. In your 14 years, I'm not seeing anything you have achieved in 14 years. I said, if I'm going to be in an organization for 14 years, I will have grown from being just a teacher to management. And not management, I mean top management. If I'm going to be in an organization for 14 years, whatever changes that's going to happen in my life is going to be visible, something people can see. So for 14 years, I see these people in the classroom, teachers, they are teachers, but they are old. When it gets to a point where, as we can't be in the classroom again. It gets to an age where they will tell you, you do not fit to work with us. So I just said it like, no, I've not seen what you've achieved for 14 years. I just said it randomly. Then guess what? The school employ a new person and the person complained that, oh, they are too old, I can't work with these people. Then the person keep complaining, no, they are not making my work fast. They are drawing me back. They asked them to leave. They didn't want to sack them, so I told them, I said, we sack you after 14 years. They asked them that we are advising you to resign after 14 years. Nothing to show for it. No business idea. No, when I'm done here, I'm going to go back to something I have built. I'm talking about women that are in their 50s. And the next thing they were thinking about is writing application letter to look for a job. I know sometimes there are some systems that does not allow people to grow. There's a structure, yes. Some structure does not put the growth of their employees as part of what is planned. But people just, at the end of the day, they get comfortable working there. They call them, no, if you want to do this, we call this woman. She knows what to do at the right time. If she wants to do this, but it gets to a point when the system gets tired of them and say, come and be going to your house. What do you think about this scenario that I just painted?
I'm trying to be serious because we're live. So let me not say what is really in my mind, but I don't understand. I'm sorry, this is my real self. I wanted to say something, but I'm not sure to respect yourself, woman. I don't get for 14 years you're in an organization, you are not growing and you are comfortable. It's because you didn't want to grow and you didn't have any ambition. So even
Hmm.
if I'm working in a place that they didn't have a structure that encourages growth, I would leave because I already know where I'm going to.
Hmm.
I've worked in places under 4 years. I've moved from EA to PA to TA to head of a unit. I don't know how you work and you're delivering value and you're comfortable. going to that same classroom, or maybe they're moving you from one class to the other, and you're okay, and every day you're going. Yes, they will have to tell you to go, because at the end of the day, this is all that you have. You're not
Mm.
even proving yourself, no personal development, no academical development. I know for schools, there are certain certifications you need to take
Yes,
that need to
nothing.
be necessary. So did they take it? Imagine, okay,
No.
imagine, let's use a scenario. You know when we used to have those typewriters that you
Yes,
would move, pakam.
yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
now you have moved to digital world, and then you are still doing takam
Yes,
pakam. They don't even have them in existence anymore anyway. So that's what's happening. So tell me now, you've been doing Chaka Pakam for 14 years, and then you see somebody that comes in and their fingers are moving, papa, papa, before you know what happen, as they're moving, they've delivered like 5 documents and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, please, what the school will need you.
They'll tell you go to your house.
Even if I blame the school, yes, but I think I hold the teachers or the individuals more accountable.
Comfortable,
They
yes,
did,
for
they
their
didn't
growth.
want to grow. And if you really wanted to grow and where you are is not encouraging to grow, I think the wise thing to do
You leave.
is to
You
move.
leave. Hmm. Thank you
So
so much for
they needed somebody to come from outside to open their eyes. The school too also got comfortable. That means, and that's why you see some schools, they're not producing students that have value. Because
hmm.
imagine someone teaching you the same pattern for 14 years when
For
there are so
14
many
years.
new. I mean, thank God for the social media space. I'm learning a lot from our educators on those places, and I'm happy that they are there. So you can
Mm-hmm.
imagine someone teaching you with that same system
The
and
same
pattern
method. Yes.
and then when I come out and then they're telling me something in digital space as a student, I'm wondering, did I even go to school at all? I mean, they were even long overdue as far as I'm concerned. Sorry.
It's as if this our conversation should not end tonight. I'm
But it
really
has to
enjoying it. It has to end. It has to end. So on the final note, so for a woman watching us who is ready to take their growth seriously, what is the first step she should take after this conversation? What's the first thing they should do?
go back and look at your business. You know your business, you know where you started from. If you think from what you have said, you don't have your processes clearly captured and documented, you need to start that. If you already have one, you can do a process audit to see if what you have can meet with the fast pace of doing business in current times. You know, COVID-19 taught us that we can really do business, but in a different way. We're
Yes.
used to do it in a particular way. So COVID-19, apart from the negatives, it also brought some things to light. Now, that is where if you have a process already, probably you'll carry a process audit to see if what you have can really sustain your business to the next level or not. So for a woman that is here today listening to us, and with all we have said, look at your business and ask yourself one question. Am I building for long term or for short term? So if you're
Mm-hmm.
building for long term, your next question should be, what should I do? What should I put in place to achieve my long term? Now, if you look at them and you see that you don't have them, start from there. Where each of us may start may be different, but you need to do your own audit first. First, audit yourself. Am I running this business from my head or from off my head? Is it weighing me down? Is it affecting so many other things? If your answer is yes, you need to start looking at having your system put in place. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it's as simple as that. You need to think, am I building for short term or for long term? What I'm doing today, can it sustain this business 10 years after today?
So
So those are key questions we need to ask ourselves.
it's not just about now, it's about what you're building, the long term effect of it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ma. So we have some questions here. Vivian Chono said, what is one area in your life or work where passion is high but structure is lacking? And how is that affecting your growth?
So is
I
it
don't
a
think
personal question to me? You
that's
know,
what I'm
Amade,
thinking about.
I mean,
I think maybe she want the question to be for her. That's what I'm thinking about. Maybe one area of our life. Maybe she's just saying maybe somebody has the passion is high, but there is structure lacking. And how can that affect somebody's growth? Let me just rephrase it like that.
And again, most of us women, most of us, we start those businesses based on our passion, what we can do. Even now they'll tell you, discover what you're good at and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so your passion, okay, maybe I love baking and it's something I can do even while sleeping. It's good if you're just baking for a few number of people. So let's say there your passion is high. But now, when people begin to recommend you to other people, and from maybe five orders in a week, you're having like 20 in that same week. You and I know that if you don't have a structure that helps you, you may not be able to meet up. Now, like
Yes.
I said, people will rush to get extra hands.
And
Is for the immediate. Those extra hands also, okay, your recipe, you have a particular recipe, you have your recipe that you use. If not, you can explore another baker and she bakes the way she bakes. It loses
mm-hmm.
your own personal, your brand touch and all of that. So you need to document your recipe for the person you employ to follow through. So your passion may be high, but if you don't have structures, no matter how you look at it, you can't sustain unless you want to remain at that level of five order per week. But
Mm.
if you want to scale, you need to start putting structure. And I start thinking, if I'm not there, can this business still run?
Well,
Or they
yeah.
have to call me on phone to ask me, "Ma, we have finished mixing the dough. What do we do next?" Ah, how do you want to scale again?
Case closed. Case closed. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much. Yes, it's very insightful. Tonight has been I is an eye opener. It's not just for even we that we are talking. I think we are learning from this conversation, and I know that there are areas where we are just thinking about it. That I think I need to do better. I need to put in more effort. To me, I've learned a lot, and I'm going to go back and look at what I've been doing and put them in the right format. Yes, experience teaches us a lot of things. The experience is what grooms us to be who we are today. So the past mistake, we don't want it to be repeated in whatever we are doing again. And I hope women out there, ladies, I hope you've learned a lot. Yes, put it in place, put structure in place. It's not about now. It's about long term. What will happen even when you're not there? If you have a business and it cannot run without you being there, that means there is a problem. There is something that is missing that needs to be fixed. We have to fix it. So thank you so much, Ma. Do you have a final one word for the ladies out there?
Okay, I'll just say ladies have what it takes to build amazing businesses, wonderful businesses, profitable businesses. Yes, we have our challenges, oh, capital, we have, that stigma, trying to prove yourself and all of that, but we can do business differently. We can do business differently, but we need to be ready. I know most times funding is always an issue. Most
Yes.
people want to do, but they lack the funding to do it. Start somewhere. You don't have to do everything at once. You can start with a particular aspect. If it's for you to build your SOP, start from there. Build on that, develop that. Then, for whatever time you can, move to the next level. You don't have to do everything at once. So most time people hear structures and they begin to have this alarm, this red alerts all
Yes.
over. Oh, maybe this. No, you can start somewhere. Each
Hmm.
step, one step leads you to small steps compound. So, but if it's better that you don't do anything at all,
Hmm.
start somewhere.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Start from somewhere. It's not something big. You just have to put something in place. You can start from somewhere. You don't have to be perfect. I had a statement this week. He said it doesn't have to be perfect. You're not going to start perfect, but you're going to start anyway. In the process of starting, you're going to keep growing. You
Yes.
make mistake, you learn from it, you grow. Those mistakes that you've gone through, they are the one that will shape the person you will be later in life.
That is the
Future.
real growth. That is the real
Yeah,
growth because you learn from it, you improve on it, and it takes you to the next level. But if you don't start anything, you won't make any mistake. You're just okay.
yeah.
Like those
Just going to
teachers
be
of
there.
15 years.
I just going to be there. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for joining us. If you have not subscribed to this page, please do it right now. Press the subscribe button. Thank you so much, Mrs. Akwitti. I really appreciate this time. And I hope to have you some other time. Thank you so much. So this is the Desirable Voices. I will see you some other time. Bye bye.